Jesus Christ. Should just build that after all. Oh my god, look at this. What in the world is this? Jesus Christ, okay. No, we're not going to do that. Thank you very much. Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to another episode on Transport Fever 2 in the free mode with me, Spacefish, and welcome back to our wonderful, beautiful, blue rocket of a fancy new train that is literally just carrying oil around the countryside in our beautiful, beautiful landscape in Transport Fever 2 free mode. We are back after a long, long modernization drive that almost spanned 2 episodes, getting all the trains up to snuff again, all the vehicles up to snuff again, making sure that we were not really spewing out on top of missions where it wasn't necessary, and kind of, you know, just upgrading trains where we needed, where the power was maybe a bit low for the weight that they carried. And now, well, we're on a very, very good way in terms of all these, and we hopefully don't have to worry about that for a longer while again, which means that we can go and tackle some challenges, especially with the beautiful 35 million bucks that we've got flying around in our accounts. And the first project that we are going to be taking on today is going to be connecting Space City, the Aquarium, and Crawley through a new public transport line and getting people flowing happily back and forth. So that's the plan for today, but just quickly before we get started on that very task, if you're new around here and if you do happen to enjoy this very episode, please make sure to smash that subscribe button right down below. That would mean the absolute world to me. We're currently very well on our way to 1,000 subscribers, and every single person just truly helps out a ton. So thank you very much if you did that. And without further ado, let's go right on to Space City to determine how we should do this stuff. Because, I mean, honestly speaking, there has been a bit of a whoopsie, I guess, in terms of the layout of these train lines. Because every train line that we have still got open as kind of on the top of the train station. My idea was initially to go around here to go to the Aquarium. Or, well, alternatively, to just generally have a totally new space station here in the south. But you can know it's also something a little in the way right there. So, really not that ideal. And the question kind of just being, how do we want to do that? Especially given that the city's literally just kind of grown all around our train station here. Not quite sure how we want to achieve this now, to be honest. The idea back when we actually built the train station, the city was like this big here, maybe, that, well, we were going to actually take these train lines up here and extend them out to other cities, like North Hallerton, like Havant and Bolsover, and then maybe down to, like, Berkhamsted and Elstree or something, you know? So not quite sure how in the world we can do that now. And we do have 5 train lines as well. What are we going to do with 5 train lines? 1 or 2, 3. I guess get some goods, but we're good on goods. I'm not quite sure why you have this many. One way or another, though, I mean, how do we want to connect this up? I really don't feel like just plowing over my city, to be honest. On the other hand side, there's also not really a way. Just going down here. Well, we could consider. I think this may be the way for us to do things. I don't really feel like getting a separate train station going somewhere in the south here, to be honest. First things first, because we do also really have a train line in the way there. Other than that, though, I mean, technically speaking, the inclines may allow us to get something going here. By the way, those mountains are so huge. Like, from up here, it looks like it's all super flat. Well, more or less, right? You go in here, and it's like, there's a huge freaking mountain there. This is all, like, super hilly and everything. Like, the one alternative that you would potentially have is, like, getting a small separate train station going down here. But that would also come with its own requirements in terms of, like, public transport and connections and everything. But, like, if we were to put a terminus like, say, 2 train lines, just in case we need more. Make it a bit shorter and high speed, and just, you know, slot it in about here. Question being, I guess, would the altitude allow us to just get a bridge going across here? Could be. Maybe that is the way to go. I mean, the other way that I would think of is going on the very outside here, getting a tunnel down, then going across, and then over to the aquarium. Which would also be, honestly, quite feasible. I really don't quite know what I want. I think I want to stay with one train station. More than anything, to be honest. All the new public transport and everything would be so much to build. I kind of just want to, you know, build a tunnel. The question is... Ooh, yeah, can't build a tunnel here. The issue being, I suppose, that the incline is already so steep. Well, I mean, we can technically build one, but it would take, like, about 3 bajillion years till we get... No, it wouldn't even really be possible. Oh, that really sucks. Not gonna lie. Kind of want that to work. The alternative, I guess, it would be a bridge. Honestly speaking. I mean, we could do something like that. You know, ride across the airfield or something. Weird like that. I mean, generally speaking. What would be the routing for such a thing? Like around here, maybe? No. More like... I guess the thing is that we could just, with a new train station, connect to the aquarium and make the train a lot quicker. I mean, it's like, from an efficiency standpoint, you know, like the question would be how, ignoring the part with the bridge, how in the world would you shape this? Because you could go like very narrow round here, then just go straight around here, and then go like narrow round there again. But that would be a lot of slowdowns. Jesus Christ! Should just build that after all. Oh my god, look at this! What in the world is this? Jesus Christ, okay. No, we're not going to do that. Thank you very much. Where is the abort key gone? Where's any sort of button gone? Oh, there. Why is it there? I don't even know. Woo. Okay. But yeah, so I mean, everything that we do here, like the only idea would be to go here, but then the farm's in the way, so we can't go straight here either. At least not with without a lot of hassle. So I think honestly it would slow down the train too much. So let's go and actually follow through on the backup plan, which is getting a separate train station going out here then. And I think we'll just pretty much make it as planned, a little shorter. You know, it's supposed to be a passenger station, so the trains don't really need to be that huge necessarily, I suppose. The question kind of being, can we... Ooh, no, we cannot really design this. I guess we do the public transport hub like here to the left of the train station then. Because we can't really design it so that the entry hall is to the right of the train station, just due to terrain height limitations. You can see just how much that pokes out. Honestly, not looking ideal, and I would, in a different world, change it, but you've got to keep in mind that we've somehow got to make it across this railway out there, ideally, without crossing it. So, well, crossing it on the same level, so the trains don't interfere with each other. So, we're going to keep it like that, as ugly as it may also somewhat be. And we will go and get a little bit of a public transport hub going out here too. We'll just, like, add a little bus slash a tram station. We'll make it an electric tram track, because that needs to be connected, rather. And then we'll accidentally click, I guess. Always great. Question. Can we align that terrain at least a tad bit with a smoothing tool here? I guess that's a little bit better. Still not great at the end of the day, but hey. I'm going to at least smooth this part here out a bit so it doesn't stick out that terribly. You know, we can make it look somewhat decent at the end here, at the very least, I suppose, and then Well, the rest remains to be seen. But this part right here, we need to leave as is. The only thing that I guess we could do is make it look like a little rocky. That said, you know, ideally, not totally, if we're doing the brush size. Maybe we cannot make it look rocky. Huh. Yeah, does not. Oh no, there we go. That's partially working. I don't really quite know, but we're gonna kind of get it going like that, I guess. You know, just make it look not quite as bad, I suppose. And then can maybe smooth a tad bit around there. Smooth up front here. Okay, and that should be fine. Cool, then we've got a first passenger train station going right here, and before we build anything else, the main question is going to be, can we go and bring these across that railway without too much of an issue? Very much looks like it. Cool. I mean, in terms of height and all, well, I suppose we can see when we get there. We can even start building like this, then we don't have a bridge going all the way. It's going to be cheaper, it's going to be max speed, and then eventually we transition to a bridge here. Okay. And, well, then we see what kind of bridge we make, and I suppose probably one of these. I mean, these look so cool, right? But it's like such a massive bridge, like in the face of a city, across basically nothing. It's probably overdoing it a bit much, and you know, at some point we'll have to upgrade it anyways to like the super high speed bridges, so you know, that'll not stay around forever like that. Anyways, though, that is something to determine another day. The question being, mostly now, where do we in the aquarium put our train station? I do have the feeling we put it somewhere up here, because that'll also make things a little easier for us. We can route things through these fields here, which shouldn't be too bad, and then kind of ride over to there, which I'm quite happy with. Thing that I'm not really quite happy with is the way that this... Oh, well, I mean... No, it's fine. I mean, can route it around here. Then we've got a tunnel here, so we can route it past here and then into there, I guess, and that should be fine. Which exact railway we connect to at the end, we'll have to see. The aquarium, I guess, being somewhat in the middle here, we won't directly connect Darley Dale. We'll have to see. I think between Darley Dale and Crawley, we may eventually get something going, because that, in my mind, does make a little bit of sense. You know, can't really imagine that someone that wants to go from Darley Dale to Crawley is going to go all the way around here. At the end of the day, probably not going to happen, so, you know, that way we can kind of connect those up too, and then, you know, the aquarium is a little bit in the middle, and people can just swap trains if needed. But that makes the most sense to me. So, let us go and get a standard passenger station going. I'll keep it at 120 meters, honestly. I mean, the aquarium is not too big. Space City, honestly, being a little bigger, so, you know, we could have made that passenger station a little bigger too. Then on the other hand side, you know, it's kind of meant to be a little smaller side station, so, hopefully it's not going to overflow too much, knowing that, you know, Space City is absolutely insanely big, so who really knows how badly it's going to overflow for the time being, though. It's fine. So, we'll go and get a similar thing going here in the aquarium. Maybe just a similar size, you know, little regional train station, why in the world not, I suppose. We will go, however, and get a little bit of a semi-decent streak going. I mean, to be quite honest with you, the aquarium's really not that small anymore, ever since we've got a airport going here, which, you know, has grown the city a bit. I'm not sure, do we have any passenger transport here going as well, or was it only bricks? No, we had only bricks thus far. Could get passengers going eventually, you know, why not? But the question being, at the end of the day, how big is the aquarium? We are at 151 residents. Okay, Darlingdale's like 4 times as big. Colburn's at 281. We've got tram and everything going. Which Colburn is honestly quite small for the amount of time that we've been feeding that with goods. Stapleford, on the other hand side, 173 residents. Looks quite ridiculous with those huge streets, doesn't it? But I guess that one's going to grow a good bit. I don't quite know how we want to implement public transport here, basically. I mean, Crawley is technically even smaller. Do we even have anything here going in terms of public transport? I think we never set anything up, did we? Well, I guess we're going to do, or we were going to do that when stuff gets here. But that one we've also set up on buses. So the question generally for me being, with the aquarium, do we want buses or do we want trams? I think I kind of want trams, or somehow I just prefer trams. I feel like they are more future-proof for us, to be honest. So we'll do that. We will go and do that. Question being, how best to get a straight street going? Maybe like that. That's not ideal. God. I gotta satisfy my OCD here, I'm sorry. It's like a must. So we're gonna do something a little like that, and we're gonna go pull that one out straight on the other hand side too. Yes, it's not perfectly parallel. We're gonna just instantly forget about that fact, because otherwise it's gonna trigger me for the next 2 years. They're gonna go and connect that up. And we've not made it electric. Oh my god. A non-electric tram track. When have we ever built something like that, eh? I don't even know. But we're going to go and upgrade some of these streets here already then. You know, just kind of pre-provision for the insane growth that is to follow. And also upgrade here so we can actually get a tram on the tracks. And we'll do something like that. I will also upgrade here, just in case we ever want to get trams out to the airport, and we're going to use it for public transport, which means that we also need to get some sort of country road upgrade going here with an electric tram track on top of it. You know, can't make it bigger, unfortunately. I would love to, but it's kind of suboptimally placed for that purpose. Not sure if we could fix it. Yes, yes, yes. Main connection. I know. I'm sorry. Let's try that real quick, shall we? Didn't really want to do it like that, though. Okay, well that one doesn't look beautiful. So it triggers me. I was gonna say, but if it works, it works. But honestly, it's just not the way that it works, is it? Let's go fix that for ourselves. Say something a little more along those lines, I suppose. And then we're gonna just go upgrade that bit as well, because everything else would trigger me. And, you know, then you just have your standard medium country road going on from here, which is like no tram track, blah. Oh, and then we unupgraded something, I suppose. But yeah, so something along those lines, that's totally fine. We've got the tram track connected through all the way. Is it everything electric now? Looks like we fixed that part. Cool. So, that out of the way then. Let us go and get some public transport into this very city too. We're going to keep it a very small platform because, honestly, don't really want to crazily overscale that. And we will get a tram depot going because I'm quite sure the only thing that's sitting out here thus far, evidently, is a road depot. Now, what in the world is that? Oh, there we go. That was a little weird, I guess. How did this go up and down again? Wasn't it colon and dot? Oh yeah, it was, but I guess it snaps to the road. Okay, never mind. If it snaps, it snaps. You can't do much about that. So we're just going to go get it to the outskirts as much as possible so you don't see that? What? The heck just happened there? Somehow the autosave and me pressing escape messed things up a little. But that said, that is fixed. That's going. So we will go and get a little something going here. Just kind of looping people around the block, I guess. That will have them end up here. Then they can go around here. And, you know, last tram can kind of be set up right there. Maybe a bit too much. And it's especially a bit off because all these stops Our truck unload stops instead of tram stops. Glorious. Repeat everything all over again now, basically. Isn't it beautiful? So, there we go. That should be fine for coverage. Honestly, totally fine. We will go get a new line going then. And we will go and loop it all the way around here. And we will call it Tram Aquarium. Beautiful. So, there's the tram going around Aquarium, or the Aquarium. We'll go and buy some vehicles, and we'll make it the smaller, cheaper ones. Quite the ample difference, to be honest, in terms of pricing for efficiency. Just saying. I think we're literally, well, maybe going to buy 2, just so we've got some decent coverage as well, but overall, you know, we'd probably be pretty fine just having 1. Now, something is evidently broken. Because somewhere we do not have tram tracks. Why? Wait, what? Tram Aquarium. Yeah, something is not right here. Okay, let's go and check out the streets that we had built. Electric. Oh! Aha! You know, when you don't build the tram stop electrically, that is probably a bit of an issue. So, we click electric, and we're done. Right? Now it works? Now it works. Beautiful. Just hit play real quick to confirm that they are coming out of there, and indeed they are. So that's awesome, that's good, that's beautiful. Got a tram set up in the aquarium. We've got this train station set up in the aquarium, and then we've got the train station set up in Crawley. So I guess the question here being a bit in terms of Space City, if we ever want to connect another city to this train station, it will probably be somewhere in that direction. So we'll be going with the left train track on here in order to connect that station up, and then we'll kind of be going from there. So let me go. Is that enough of a raise? It is not. Okay, so we will go and keep it like this instead. And in terms of alignment, I would argue that's actually pretty fine. Maybe a tad bit of a slant to the left already. Not too much. Don't want to already accidentally build bridges. Wait, is that actually cheaper? Well, it is cheaper, I guess, until we go for the proper bridge, right? Well, no, it's actually cheaper in general. What? I honestly thought that getting a bit of earth there was going to be cheaper than building a bridge, but if it's not... well, I mean, it's actually, in fact, identical. I mean, in that case, I think we're going to only do it with earth as far as we can, because at the end of the day, any bridge that we build, we have to upgrade. So, you know, this stuff, we don't have to upgrade. It's at max speed. So we're going to go build that. And we're going to go pull this bridge out here. And then the question, I guess, is in terms of inclination and height and everything, where we do want to end up at some point. Well, the thing is that in terms of an angle, I suppose we actually want to go a bit further down before we go and slant into the curve. So, going down here then, we do really need to come down on that bridge height though. And then, okay, there we come down eventually. So, looking at that, we could pretty much somewhat point that bridge in like this. I think that's pretty fine. And then we go and connect that one up like this. Beautiful. Bit excessive on the bridge part, maybe, to be honest. We could have saved a bit of money there, but at the end of the day, we've got way too much anyway. So, you know, it is what it is, I suppose. We're doing fine. We're not going to be poor just because we build a beautiful, beautiful bridge right here, right? I think is totally okay. But with that said then, we didn't quite finish the bridge construction, the railway construction today, but we are unfortunately out of time for today. So I'll have to end it off right here. We will finish this part in the next episode. We'll get a train going, and then we'll hop on right to the next project. I think we'll literally just find ourselves 2 or 3 things that we can do just to, you know, quickly boost things, you know, get some more public transport going, supply some more cities with goods to get them growing a little faster. So we'll be taking care of all that and more in the next episode then. For today though, this will have been it. I hope you all very much enjoyed it. Of course, as usual, if you did, please make sure to smash that like button right down below for the YouTube algorithm. And if you're new around here and haven't done so just yet, also please consider subscribing right down below, as well as hitting that bell icon in order to stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes. But with all that out of the way then, as usual everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will catch you in the next episode very, very soon. Ciao.